Nurse Adrian is one of countless numbers of inspiring stories of nursing in HammondCare. He immigrated here from Thailand 4 years ago.
Through that Hammond sponsorship, I can apply for working visa. Then I got permanent resident. Then last week, I received the Australian citizenship, which is very grateful for me. And thanks for that, for HammondCare.
Adrian is a wonderful heart he got. Very nice heart.
At 36 and a single mum, Sharon Jordan began work here as a carer, and HammondCare supported her nursing degree.
That was the biggest opportunity that I could ever have in my life. For my career, the lifestyle that I was able to give my children, be able to pay for their weddings and look after my family.
Over many decades, nurses have long been at the heart of so much of HammondCare's care. Rosemary Bond was a trailblazer in the late 80s, ultimately appointed to the HammondCare board.
How do you regard the position of the nurse in HammondCare?
I think the position of the nurse is pivotal. I think that in any situation, because their responsibility is to care for the whole person.
And throughout HammondCare's wide range of services, there are unrivalled opportunities that continue to evolve.
The group of staff that provide, if you like, a backbone across all of our services, be it in the community, be it in the hospitals, or be it in residential care, are the nurses.
HammondCare is a place where you don't have to be a conventional nurse. If everybody was the same as a nurse, we wouldn't have the richness and depth that we have as an organisation.
Nurses are critical. They're a critical part of a collective team. We could not do what we do without the nursing role. It's a type of nurse who thinks differently. If you think out of the box, then you're actually going to thrive as a nurse in HammondCare.
I've had a lot of professional growth since I've been in there. I started as a new graduate, then I had my own team to manage, and then now I've changed to a different position as a client liaison manager. So recruiting new clients, putting them on board.
Nurses are incredibly important because number one, it's differentiation for us, particularly around dementia care and palliative care. So that expertise in caring for people with dementia is really important. I think the second thing is that as we get more complex care needs, nurses bring that technical ability and skill. But I think the third, and probably for me the most important one, is around being the torchbearers of our culture and our principles of care across HammondCare.
We're attracting a lot of new grads, some really good new grads, who get to work across the clinical disciplines in the hospital, going through cancer rehab, neurological rehab, palliative care, older person's mental health. And after that new grad program, a lot of our RNs get to choose which particular stream.
There's lots of opportunities to grow and develop, and you can also diversify. So within HammondCare there are quite a few specialties that nurses are able to move between, and that's quite encouraged within HammondCare to make those transitions across and to actually develop nurses in the areas that they show most interest in.
As a nurse, I get to walk alongside with people through their journey and have faith that they'll get better even when they don't. And I think that's important.
And I've always felt privileged and grateful that I could be the unconventional nurse and do what I do and have a career and make a difference to people's lives, but not have to fit a mould that people think a nurse should look like.
Tammy Skinner began working at HammondCare straight out of school at 17.
I was able to work as a carer on the floor and study at university, and then once I finished university I still had a job here.
I feel respected, I feel valued, I feel supported as a nurse. I also feel that I can use skills outside of my clinical role. I feel that I've grown within Hammond.
you see nurses doing lots of different things in HammondCare. You know, here in the Dementia Centre, we have nurses working on design, you know, supporting our model of care, getting out there, talking to other people from different countries about what they do and shaping what we're doing. So there's such a variety of seats on the bus here.
You actually can be developed in applying your clinical skills. Let's be frank, if you're in the acute sector, you get to use your clinical, but then you have to refer to someone who's more senior, who then may have to refer to someone who's more senior. In our environment, you actually get to use your clinical experience and your knowledge in a way that's, I think, and what I've heard from our nurses, is quite rewarding.
What wisdom would you pass on to HammondCare about giving nurses opportunities, honouring nurses and continuing their development?
Nurses like to be understood and listened to, and given the opportunities to sort of use the skills that they have. And I think as those opportunities increase, then the nurses will take them up and they will just blossom.